I ain't been smoking a minute. It's the Smoker and Why. This is a new series I got. It is called Battle Raps What If, right? So what I'm doing with this is gonna be 5 battles, right? And I will give two couple honorary mentions, but I will do 5 battles that if they would have happened, right? Like, what do you think would have been the effect? You know what I'm saying? Who would have won? This, that, and the third. But definitely, what do you think the outcome would have been like in battle rap with that type of battles impact? Because all these are impactful battles I'm about to mention, right? So we're gonna start off at number 5, which is Goods versus Pat Stay. Yeah, one of those. So now, like, this is like one of those that, like, I ain't gonna lie to you, these are the 2 probably most charismatic people in battle rap, like, probably history. Like, these are the 2 most, like, the personality just, like, it really goes through their rhymes, right? Like, they say things that are clever, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't even have to be the most lyrical. It's sometimes how they say it, man. These guys is like, I pretty much think they, like, prove that it's not what you say, it's how you say it. You know what I'm saying? So, like, imagine that impact, right? Like, you got the smack URL, you know, we always talk about that sphere, but, you know, you obviously got the white, black, both are cool, both look like, you know, they get some money. It's like, I like the thought of what they would have went. Like, you know what I'm saying? What bag they would have got into. You know what I'm saying? Like, what bag do you get into, right, versus a mirror match, right? Like, and this type of match, I don't think we really got to experience that. Like, 2 of the most charismatic people going at it. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I'm interested to know what y'all think on that. That's probably, like, one of my personal faves, you know what I'm saying? Especially, like, for Goods, you know what I'm saying? And Pat Stay, like, their legacies, I feel like they mirror each other in a different, you know what I mean? A different sphere. So it's like, man, imagine that. You know what I'm saying? But let's go on to number 4. And number 4 is Crooked I versus Disaster. This is one that I'm kind of mad that didn't happen, right? Like, with the last one, Goods and Pat Stay, I at least felt like we've watched them. We did not get to see Crooked I go into that bag. Where Crooked I, how we approached it, you know what I'm saying? Especially with Diz, you know what I'm saying? Like, and Diz, how he would approach, like, to get at Crooked. How would you cut at Crooked as Disaster, right? Like, I didn't want to hear the rounds they would have had for each other now. You know what I'm saying? Like, in that battle, and like, that was a battle announced huge. And like, how does it just disappear like that, right? Now, if it would have happened, how do you guys would have felt? You guys would have felt like Crooked, what if Crooked was crazy? What if Crooked bodied him and she would have made Joel come out? The whole Slaughterhouse, Royce. Because remember, Joe already did it. So this, I don't know, man. This probably could have went crazy levels. Let me know in the comments what y'all think on that. Because there's so much introspective on that one. Because Crooked is one of the top lyricists too. Crazy lyricist. So I'm really interested on the approach he would have had. You know what I'm saying? So let's go on to the next one. The next one is number 3. And number 3, J.R. Ryder versus Cortez. That was one of those to me. I definitely think that's like, you see, JR is one of those punchers from that era, the street mixtape era, and I feel like he would have definitely translated amazingly. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I think he could have easily, man. His style sounded like he battling anyway. You know what I'm saying? Let's get to it. That sounded like, and Cortez is one of those, they had like this rivalry going, like, he used to try to bash Cortez. You know what I'm saying? This was around the surf, you know, the surf era with the in a lot. You know, they watch me in a lot. And, you know, Cortez, man, like, but Cortez is shown, man, he's battled all the greats, legend, you know what I'm saying? So, like, I think that battle would have had great turnouts, and I feel like it would have brought everybody in that J.R. Ryder bag. A lot of these guys who are in this, you know, bag of him, you know what I'm saying? You got like who else we mentioned? Wow, I don't know, Crooked. Crooked is like, man, Crooked's different. It's top lyricism, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like there's other guys I'm gonna mention in this list too that you're gonna see what I mean. Like, they just would have brought probably not only a different demographic, but other guys in that category probably would have came out for the bag, right? What if it was successful? Big bag, this, then the third. So anyway, man, I think it just would have been crazy. You know what I'm saying? Let's go on to number 2. And number 2 is Murder Mook versus Hollow the Don. How do y'all feel about that? Like, I feel like Murder Mook and Hollow the Don. First off, this one, even though it's number 2, it was so crazy for me to argue number 1 in this one, right? And we're gonna get to that, but number 2, Mook and Hollow. I think the impact was crazy, right? You think about it, that was one of the first. It was paid not to go nowhere battles, nowhere else. I feel like at the culmination, it was after Hollow. It was around the Hollow Luxes, right after that kind of run of Mook coming back, and I feel like that battle's impact on both their careers would have been heavy too. So like, really interesting to see what would have happened, right? Like, I just feel like that battle is under the bridge now. It's like they I don't know. They look like they're cool, and it don't seem like that's a battle they either of them looking for, but that's a battle because of the impact, right? Like, that's what made Mook go take the Verb battle, because he was contracted for Hollow. But I think that it was installed. They stalled it. They put it on the shelf for a minute, and so it made Mook. I'm not sure, but I think that's the story. If I'm not mistaken, that's when I think he took the Verb battle in RBE. I think that's around that bang. That's when the Hollow. You know what I mean? So obviously, you know what I'm saying, that battle had a lot of impact, and I wonder how they would have. Now, who would have won? It's a whole nother thing. I really didn't want to go into my opinion of who would have won each of those battles. I didn't want to get too great. I want to know what y'all think, though. I definitely want to know what everybody in the comment thinks. Now, this next one, I'm going to give y'all a couple of honorary mentions. I had Jims versus Rain Man as an honorary mention, who is now RJ Payne. So now that, I think, it's one of those that if it would have happened, would RJ Payne exist as the musical artist we see now? Would he have continued in battle rap and kind of not done music? You know what I'm saying? So in a way, it's good for RJ Payne that he didn't do the battle, but like, real shit, RJ Payne proved he's one of the craziest lyricists right now. Very crazy. Man, that guy is so crazy with the bars, man. I gotta say that. I really listen to RJ, and I'm like, yo, he would have killed in battle rap. You know what I'm saying? That creativity, that type of monster. You know what I'm saying? Luckily, he's taken out on track, but like, he would have been a problem. I think he would have got Jims out of there. I'm not playing. Jims cannot rap with RJ Payne. Salute. That probably might have been a body. But you know what I'm saying? That's whatever. I got another honorary mention, which is Hell Rell versus Head Ice. I think that would have been like, yo, remember Hell Rell was talking about King of the Dot. This is why I'm mainly talking about a lot of battles that was actually in the talks. You know what I'm saying? So, I definitely think that it's like I said, it's one of those, right? Hell Rell and Head Ice. I think it's one of them street battles, Harlem, New York. It would have been, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, Hell Rell's from the Bronx, right? But I think that they're all, it's that same area, that same lock-in. You know what I'm saying? I think that would have been one of those. I'm not sure how Hell Rell would have been. Hell Rell was one of them dope ones though. Like, he definitely know how to punch. Ice was in his bag around that time too. Remember, this is around Ice is the champ of King of the Dot and shit like that. So it would have been one of those. I think it would have been heavy impact. You know what I'm saying? Ice was getting a lot of love from the outside ghost faces and things like that at that time. So I think Ice impact was at its heaviest. You know what I'm saying? Salute to Ice. They got something about from not the J dude, Jigga J or something like that. He out there putting a documentary on Ice out. Y'all should go check that out, definitely. Yeah, so that's another one. I thought also there was no opponent announced, but there's another honorary mention, which is J Hood. J Hood is a good honorary mention. He was talking to URL. He was throwing his hat, his name in the hat. You know what I'm saying? That would have been a dope look for URL. I'm not sure they didn't say no opponent, so I couldn't find when I did a little bit of research. But let's get to the number one. The number one to me is Lloyd Banks versus John the Don. This was in the talks. I think Lloyd Banks had put out a tweet on John. Oh man, and it was looking like, oh, that's crazy, because one thing I say is John's a style bender who has his own style, but like he attacks the person with their own body of work, their own approach, things like that. So John is very tactical, but Lloyd Banks is one of probably like crazy impactful punches. I remember back in the days when I heard I put a dot on your head like it's part of your religion. Yo, I remember like that was one of my favorite. Like certain times rappers do that when they stand up, they say this line that like just it's forever. When you say that, it just sticks to you. It's branded in your. It's like Verb with the your guardian angel or duck. It's things like everybody got theirs, right? Everybody got theirs that just took them to this next level, and it gave them that recognition. They put out more of those, but usually that's the first, right? Like the first, when you think of it, it's like that's embedded in their mind. And so I think that with this, man, Lloyd Banks being who he is, he would have brought people outside too. I think that think about it, man. If Lloyd Banks was up there and brought 50 out, things like that would have been crazy, right? Like I think, and see, here's my thing. If let's say 50 was completely embracing it too, and it was that type of thing, you gotta think about it. 50's one of the greatest, like, freaking meme makers and like trolls out there. Him guiding Banks and trolling into the battle, and then Banks just taking over the battle with bars, like, it would have been crazy for you, John. It would have been crazy. But John's crazy though, but it would have been crazy. So Banks, and it depends, if Banks could perform and really, get out there and really get aggressive. I don't know. I would love to see that, man. Thought Banks would have been one of those. I feel like Banks would have been one of those to open the door for a lot of people coming in, right? Like, I think it gives a possibility of Jada and everybody, right? Like, it would have opened up the sphere more. Because think about it, it's just reaching a higher, damn, these artists are really coming out here and rapping when they don't have to. They seeing pretty good residuals. They can just write another song. You know what I'm saying? They don't ever get to perform this over and over again. You know what I'm saying? Battles are one time. You perform this one time. Unless you own it, you ain't getting the residuals. And Banks is going to be like, he going to get a good payday, but these niggas going to be kicking forever. Banks is not going to be, you know what I'm saying? So, like, I really think that Banks probably would have came in, and he looks focused. He's tapped in. I've seen Banks in spaces that I'm on. I've had a face off with Body to Death. Banks is in there. So I think Banks is one of those, man. And let me know what y'all think, man. This is a Battle Raps What If, man. I definitely giving this a try. I'm going to try some other ideas when it comes out. And I'm going to give more Battle Rap What Ifs. It might be it might not be no top 5 thing. It might be a scenario that I say, what if it went this way? Or sort of like, I might do a what if Math and Sirius just battled and the punch never happened? Would the Diz punch happen? Would the da-da-da? Let's just do another battle rap. What if there's so many, though? There's so many, right? What do you think? Because Math wouldn't have been so hated, right? I don't think he would have been so hated. You know what I'm saying? So I think there's a lot of things, a lot of other ones, right? That we could go down the history of battle rap and do some battle rap what if conversations, man. I think it's dope out there for y'all to do it. But listen, salute, like, share, hit the comments. Let me know what y'all think. It's the Smoke and Why. This was Battle Raps What If. Salute.
I ain't been smoking a minute, even though Cortez was spitting this dope with the hoes and the niggas. I also cook sold in the kitchen, while on COVID and it's sitting. Whipping up dope in the mix, I'm ridiculous. Checking for stimulus, Trump card, know it's the business. Get Facebook poking your bitches, stop, frozen you niggas. Post for the pictures, nigga, we get it. Money on folding my fitted, shit is so wicked.